Goodbye YouTube, how's it going everybody? Got for y'all today a Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Now I know I haven't uploaded recently, reason being is that I've actually been streaming a lot and I've been battling some of you guys. I think I actually got like maybe 7 or 8 uploadable battles, which is just awesome because I love being able to have backed up content. And I will still be doing my Pokemon Showdown lives for those of you who do enjoy those, so be on the lookout for those as well. Now, for those of you wondering, I will be streaming again in the future, and I always upload a video to YouTube saying when I am streaming so you guys can know when I'm streaming and come to my stream and challenge me to a battle, and we can battle. And yeah, that's really it. I don't want to ramble on too much. Now, looking at my opponent's team, he has a pretty threatening team actually. The two biggest threats I see are going to be Staraptor and Alakazam, just because if Alakazam is the Focus Sash variant, which I'm very positive that it is, considering that he has Charizard, which is always a Mega Evolution, that thing is going to get at least 1 kill on my team. And then if I lose my Skarmory, Staraptor, being Choice Banded, will get a kill every time it gets a free switch in. So I really have to watch out for those two. Also, this was against Michael. I do not know your Twitch name or your YouTube channel name, so whenever you see this match, just leave a comment down below. I'll make sure to add your name in the title and your channel link in the description. But yeah, with that, let's get this started. Alright, so I'm going to be leading off with my Rotom, as he's going to be leading off with the Staraptor. Now, right off the bat, I was actually very close to going for the Will-O-Wisp because I thought that he would end up going for the return or the double edge, but it is the very first turn of the game. There's really no reason to over-predict or predict for that matter. So what I'm going to do is just go for the safe Volt Switch, expected him to go for the U-turn, which is thankfully what happens, and I'm going to be able to Volt Switch out on this Tyranitar and bring in my Garchomp. This way I apply some offensive pressure to him and prevents him from getting up Stealth Rocks very early on in the game. Now yes, I do have Excadrill, but still I don't want to have those Stealth Rocks up just yet. So I'm going to end up going for the safe Earthquake because again, it's very early in the game. There's no reason for me to over-predict, and I don't want to be locked into Outrages just yet on the off chance that this Rotom can live 2 Outrages, because he then can burn my Garchomp, and I know Garchomp would definitely be a huge help in this battle. So predicting him to go for the Will-O-Wisp, I'm going to bring in my own Rotom, as he does end up going for it. I'm not really too worried about it just because this is a Resto Chesto Rotom, so I can easily just rest off the burn. As I go for the Volt Switch, it turns out that I'm actually faster than him when I was hoping I would be slower so I could get Switch Initiative. Unfortunately, that is not the case, and then this turn I make a very risky play by switching in my Garchomp. Luckily for me though, he does end up going for the Volt Switch and not the Will-O-Wisp or the Hydro Pump, and I'm going to be able to knock him out with the Outrage. Now yes, it is still early in the game and I did lock myself into Outrage, but Rotom would have been just such a huge pain in this battle, so getting rid of that is just more than good enough for me. As he brings in the Excadrill, I thought Excadrill would be able to take this Outrage a lot better than it's about to, but look at this. That's an easy like 70-75%, and Outrage is resisted. Holy crap, Garchomp is way too strong. So he's gonna go for the Earthquake, which I'm actually able to just barely live, and I know Garchomp will definitely be a huge help in this battle later on in the game. So I'm just gonna switch out into my Skarmory, which can deal with its Excadrill one-on-one, and I'm just gonna take this opportunity to go for Layer Spikes. This way this way, if he keeps switching in Excadrill, I will be able to wear it down with the spikes. As he brings in the Tyranitar, I'm actually fearing the fact that he might have the Fire Blast, and I don't want to stay in and take the hit. So what I'm going to do is actually switch into my Tyranitar so I could possibly get up my Stealth Rocks and just really start getting that good residual damage on his team. But he predicts my switch out and he's going to go for the Stealth Rocks. Either that or he doesn't have Fire Blast, but still I'm thinking that maybe he does have Fire Blast, so I have to keep that in the back of my mind. And then I know that he's going to predict me to go for my Stealth Rock, so what I'm going to do is predict him to bring in Excadrill, and I'm going to go for the Crunch, and that is exactly what happens, and I'm going to be able to knock out that Excadrill. And I just noticed that he had Mold Breaker on Excadrill with the Tyranitar. That's a little bit odd if you ask me, but I guess in the end, even if he had Sand Rush, it wouldn't have mattered. So he brings in Staraptor. I don't want to take a U-turn or close combat, and I know I will have use for Tyranitar later in the battle. So what I'm going to do is actually switch into my Garchomp. This way, if he does go for the U-turn, I can get Switch Initiative as he knocks me out, and then I can also get that extra bit of residual damage with the Rough Skin, which will possibly help me out later in this game. So he does end up going for the U-turn as he brings in the Tyranitar. Here, I would have brought in my Blaziken, but I'm really fearing the fact that he does have the Focus Sash on Alakazam. So instead I actually bring in my Tyranitar. This way I can kind of maybe lure out Alakazam to break his sash, and then bring in my Blaziken for late game sweeping. But I am just going to go for the Stealth Rocks, as he's going to end up going for the Stone Edge, which is perfectly fine by me because I know that the only real reason I need Tyranitar right now is to get my stand up later in game. So not wanting to take another hit, I'm actually going to switch into my Skarmory. And also, I know that he still might possibly have Fire Blast. So what I'm going to do this turn is actually switch into my Rotom, predicting him to Fire Blast. Then that way I can go for the rest with my Rotom, have it be at full HP to possibly take a hit from Alakazam, Charizard, or Staraptor and get off a good amount of damage with the Volt Switch. But he actually switches directly into Charizard, which automatically confirms the fact that he does not have Fire Blast. And unfortunately now I am basically going to end up losing my Rotom due to a missed prediction. So I know that he's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, because basically every single Charizard is a Mega Evolution, and I'm just going to leave in my Rotom for fodder because I have nothing on my team that wants to take any stab move from this Charizard. So after he knocks out my Rotom, I'm going to bring in my Tyranitar. Now the reason why I did this is because after Sand is up, Sand Rush will be activated on my Excadrill, which will force him to bring in Alakazam, allowing me to find out if he does have the Focus Sash or not. And that is exactly what's going to happen. So I get up my Sand, I can then bring in my Excadrill, and I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake to be able to knock out this Charizard, because for those of you who do not know, for some reason, Mega Charizard X is actually Dragon Fire. I was about to say Dragon Flying, like that is not correct. So I knock out the Charizard. As he brings in the Alakazam, I'm going to go for the Earthquake, and it does turn out that he has the Focus Sash, and thankfully I'm able to break it. Unfortunately though, I lose my Excadrill, and at this point my only chance to win this battle is my Blaziken, because him and Skarmory are my last Pokemon that I have left. So I bring in my Blaziken. I know that at neutral speed I will not be able to outspeed Blaziken, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and go for the Protect as I Mega Evolve, but he actually makes a bit of an odd switch by bringing in the Staraptor. I don't really know why. Well, I guess in the end it doesn't really end up mattering too much at all. And due to the fact that my Protect actually failed this turn, the following turn I can go for another Protect, allowing me to be at +2 speed, because I was really fearing the fact that he could be Scarfed, and I didn't want to take the chance of him outspeeding me after only one speed boost. So after +2, I know I will be faster than that Staraptor, and I'm going to be able to knock him out with the Flare Blitz. As this point, his last Pokemon are Alakazam and Tyranitar. Unfortunately, he still has a chance to actually win this battle, because I have to hit this high jump kick. And we all know high jump kick likes to miss. Thankfully, my Blaziken is well trained. I'm going to be able to knock out Tyranitar, and his last Pokemon is going to be the Alakazam. And with me being at +3 speed, I will easily be able to outspeed it and knock him out with the Flare Blitz, and that's going to be the 2-0 victory in my favor. So yeah, that was definitely a fun, intense battle. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to some more content. As I said, I will be streaming more, so feel free to come to my stream, challenge me, ask me for a battle. I will be battling all of you guys hopefully. But yeah, later everybody.